The best way to discover a foreign city is to take a walking tour. Just walk the streets and you'll get a lovely feel for what a city is all about. And that's what happened when I was in Paris not so long ago. Hello and welcome to another edition of Chai with Pai, our series of videos where I try and share simple lessons and stories that can help each of us become just a little bit better. One of the things that strikes you about Paris, indeed France, is that a lot of the people being honored on the streets are not war veterans or politicians, but artists and writers and philosophers and thinkers. And no surprise then when, as I was walking through the city in Paris, I discovered a statue of a man called Denis Diderot. Now, not a man too many people have heard of, but there's an interesting story about Diderot. Diderot was a writer and a bit of a thinker, and it also meant that he didn't have too much money. When his daughter had to be married, he was in trouble, didn't know where to go, when Catherine the Great, the Russian Empress, decided to help him and gave him some money. He was delighted, even though it meant parting perhaps with some of the books that he might have had. He used the money to first go and buy himself a nice satin robe. It was lovely. He was feeling, wow, finally I've got rid of those old clothes and I have a lovely new robe. But as he walked around the house, he suddenly felt that with such a lovely robe, the rugs in the room didn't quite match up. So he went and bought some new rugs. And then as he walked on those lovely new rugs, he felt that that old chair was not quite suited to the rest of his attire. So he got himself a nice new leather chair, and this went on. He replaced the lights, replaced the windows, the drapes, all because he had got himself a new satin robe. This later came to be known as the Diderot Effect. It goes on to say how sometimes the acquisition of something new, shiny new thing can result in a spiral of consumption where you end up buying a lot of things you didn't know you ever needed. Diderot got it right. He said, I was the master of my old robe, but I became a slave of my new one. Maybe something for all of us to remember. Maybe something all of us should watch out for. Sometimes you might end up buying something new, and that can set off a spiral of new purchases. So you buy yourself maybe a new pair of shoes, and then to go with those shoes you want new jeans, and then you want a new pair of sunglasses and maybe a good t-shirt that goes with it, or maybe you get yourself a gym membership, and because you've got that gym membership, now you want nice new gym clothes, and yeah, those old sneakers aren't quite good enough. Plus, of course, a new water bottle would be just right. Happened to you? Watch out for the Diderot effect. Remember, you should be the master of your possessions, not a slave to the things that you might have. That's all in this week's Chai with Pai. Until next time, well, enjoy that new t-shirt.